No doubt, getting visible at work is important, especially today. Companies doing layoffs and reorgs, but also hiring and promoting, and often in the same quarter. And in the big organization, visibility is never a nice to have thing. It's actually the must have thing that creates the difference between being overlooked and being protected. But here's something really important that I want to flag. You don't need to work yourself into burnout to be visible. You actually need to do something quite opposite to that. And therefore, you just need the right strategy. And because I want you to shine and thrive, let me share how I handle this. I work at Audible, that is a part of Amazon, so I've seen the full cycles happening in real life: hiring, firing, promoting, and layoffs. And one thing I've learned after watching so many career trajectories taking different roads is that people don't get better career opportunities for working the hardest. They get promoted because people know what they do. Hear me out. That's how visibility works. In my own career, I've made three major changes in 10 years already, from QA manager to program manager to marketing manager, and every change literally required me jumping into cold water and learning new skills, getting to know new colleagues, understanding new rules, setting up new expectations, and every time I had to rebuild my new reputation completely from scratch. And even though my inner imposter was screaming every time I moved into a new role and doubting I'm capable of, I learned something that changed everything to me. I learned this tactic that helped me to build visibility fast, even when I knew the least in the room. And here is the trick. Choose one word that describes the professional identity you want people to associate your name with. Just one. Not a list of 10 things you're working on. Not I'm learning everything right now. Not I'm new so I don't know. Just pick one thing, for example, one skill or one project or one tool, as your visibility anchor. Because in corporate life, the moment you connect your name to specific topics, to specific subject, to specific project, you start existing in their mind as the go-to person. And that's how visibility works. You don't get visible by doing everything. You get visible by doing one thing, but loudly and consistently enough that people can remember it. Human brains are actually working that simple way, and this comes straight from the behavioral psychology. I read the book Thinking Fast and Slow and recommend you do the same, because that's how I got this idea and put it into practice that proved me actually that it works, because our brain always want to shortcut everything. So the easier you make it associate you with an existing concept in someone's head, the faster people will trust your expertise. So let's say you are new in a team or switching role in the same organization. What should you do? Here is a small step-by-step guide how to implement my approach in real life. So you start with the step number 1, pick your anchor. Maybe it's the project you're assigned to, or a tool you're learning, or maybe it's the workflow you're organizing, or a topic you are becoming an expert in. Choose something that is narrow, practical, and useful. And then move to the step number 2, talk about it consistently. Mentioning it in your weekly updates, in your team meeting, in your casual catch-ups or self-introduction to the new colleagues. Chat with your manager. And remember, you don't have to show mastery straight from the beginning. You can always start talking about what you are learning, about your journey, because that's already created legit visibility for you and compound in the long run. And believe me, our brains are working that simple way that whenever we hear the concept that we know, something that is new, after certain repetitions, we start actually connecting those two topics together. And that's how I recommend you to work on your visibility. And the step number 3, you just stay associated with the topic long enough that people automatically think of you when the topic comes up. That's how your name appears in the conversation, even if you are not in the room. And when decisions are being made, promotions or reorganization or new projects assignment, the people whose name come up with the clear understanding what they do, what they are known for, are the ones who win. That's why you should remember, instead of doing everything you should do the one thing, right thing, and consistently enough. So you are creating a simple, recognizable identity that carries you through the noise of big organizational changes. That's why stay focused, be intentional, and keep it repeating. Don't get bothered to repeat 100 times what is the project you are working on, what are your wins, what are your achievements, what is the journey you are going through that right now. It took me a long time to understand, but now I can say for sure that it works, even if you are quiet, introverted, or completely new to the organization. Build your visibility and let it open new doors for you. And as usual, let me know what do you think about that, and let's see each other in the other videos available on my channel. Take care and see you. Bye bye.